Okay, so I'm going to start you guys off with a fact. It says, according to the island of Puerto Rico is approximately only 30 miles wide from north to south and about 90 miles long from west to east. In this speech, I'm going to be informing you a little bit about where I come from, Puerto Rico. First, I'm going to inform you a little bit about the history. Then I will tell you about two famous touristic spots. And lastly, I'm going to tell you about the increase and decrease in population. First, I'm going to start with history. On November 19, 1493, Puerto Rico was discovered by Christopher Columbus on his second voyage to find islands for Spain to conquer. In 1493, the island went by the name of Borinquen by the Taino Indians that lived there, and when Christopher Columbus landed there, he renamed it San Juan Bautista, which that name later became the name for the capital, and the Spanish traders started calling it Puerto Rico, which means rich port, and the name just stuck over the years. In 1897, Puerto Rico was granted autonomy by Spain through the Charter of Autonomy, which gave the island the power to govern itself. But it didn't last long because during the Spanish-American War, Puerto Rico landed in Puerto Rico and acquired the land through the Treaty of Paris, making it property. Now that I have informed you about the history of Puerto Rico, I will inform you about two of its famous tourist spots. And I'm going to start here. It's called Castillo San Felipe del Morro. It is a fort that was first created to protect Puerto Rico from attacks coming in from the San Juan Bay. At first, it was built in 1939. It was just meant to be a simple tower. It was really just meant to be this area right here, just to be a pretty light tower. But in 1587, it was redesigned when attacks from the sea really increased, and they had no way of protecting themselves. After the U.S. acquired the land of Puerto Rico, this became a very large U.S. Army post called Fort Brooke. In 1961, the United States Army officially retired from the fort, and it became a national museum, which is sort of what you see here. You can actually travel to any part of the fort, even the areas that were sealed off at first. And in 1983, the fort was declared a World Heritage Site by the United Nations. Second place I'm going to show you is called El Yunque National Forest. Yunque National Forest is the only tropical rainforest in the National Forest System. It is over 29,000 acres long, and it is one of the smallest in size, yet it's one of the most biologically diverse. It holds a lot of different plant and animal species, some of which are only found in Puerto Rico. According to the United States Department of Agriculture, about 1,250,000 people visit every year, and only half of them are native to Puerto Rico. The other half come from all over the world. Now that I have informed you about El Morro and El Yunque, I'm going to inform you about the population. The population is currently 3.4 million as of July 1st, 2015. It is a 6.75% decrease since 2010. In the year 2000, from the year 2000 to 2010, it went from 3.8 million to 3.7 million people. According to the Pew Research Center, Puerto Rico's nearly decade-long economic recession has led to people leaving the island for the mainland in numbers not seen in over 50 years. In 2014, 84,000 people left Puerto Rico to the U.S. mainland, a 38% increase from 2010. In conclusion, the purpose of this speech was to inform you of the history of Puerto Rico as well as to inform you of some of the tourist attractions. First, I informed you about some of the history, then I informed you about El Morro and El Yunque, and lastly, I informed you about the population. And I'm going to leave you on this note. As of 2013, 5.1 million Puerto Ricans lived in the U.S. mainland compared to 3.5 million living on the actual island. Thank you.